Breaking news in the world of MMA, as the MMA community might, for the first time in history, first and last time in history, might have to back Belal Muhammad in his matchup against JDM at UFC 315. So at the press conference for UFC 315, it was revealed that the International Fight Week main event is on the line. This main event this Saturday will decide who will face Ilia Topuria for the lightweight title at UFC 317 International Fight Week. So if Belal Muhammad wins, we will get the dream matchup, the matchup that the whole MMA fan base wants to see in Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. Look, I've said this time and time again on the channel, this is my dream matchup. If I could see any matchup being made in the sport of MMA, keep Ngannou John Jones, keep Tom Aspinall John Jones, give me Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. That is how badly I want to see this matchup. This is the perfect fight to make in my opinion, but it all comes down to Belal Muhammad at UFC 315. Now, I am tormented here. As you can see, my hair's sticking up, my beard's getting long, a couple of grey hairs showing because I've been up all night, no sleep. I've been up all night, no sleep. I can't remember who sings that song. Maybe the Vamps. I promise I'm not a fanboy. I just know that song. I shouldn't really need to explain it this much, but yeah, I know everyone else knows it. But yeah, I've been up all night worried about this scenario. Because if Belal Muhammad loses, we'll never get to see Ilia versus Islam. I'm about to start fucking tearing up. Give me 2 seconds. So yeah, if Belal Muhammad loses at UFC 315, we will not see Islam versus Ilia ever. I'm confident in that because I don't think Ilia is going to move up the welterweight, and if he does move up the welterweight, he's definitely not going to have success up there in my opinion. I think he is too small. I think having Islam Makhachev, I know he is big for the lightweight weight class and he obviously rehydrates a lot, but having him have to strip himself all the way down and then try and put that weight back on, I think it evens it out. I think Ilia will knock out Islam Makhachev. I'm just going to be honest. I think there's a hole in Islam Makhachev's striking defense in the boxing exchanges, and that is where I think Ilia Topuria will expose him. And the fact that Ilia Topuria can mix it body head, I think he stops Islam inside 3. But on the same hand, I can see Islam Makhachev just completely shutting down Ilia Topuria, out grappling him, and maybe subbing him, or just beating the living piss out of him, because it's not as if Ilia Topuria, yes, he's the better striker than Islam in my opinion. Yeah, he is. Although I think Islam is a really underrated kickboxer, I must add. But yeah, I just think Ilia in the boxing exchanges against Islam is going to catch him and knock him out. But again, I can see Islam Makhachev being able to have points outclass Ilia Topuria on the feet at range and implement his grappling and maybe potentially submit Ilia Topuria. There's just so many different outcomes in this matchup. This is why I want to see it so bad. Ilia Topuria, Islam Makhachev, these guys are the 2 pound for pound, 1 and 2 in the sport right now in my opinion, not John Jones. Do not tell me John Jones is pound for pound top 5, because that doesn't make any sense at all. Moving on to the other scenario. Now, I have picked JDM to win at UFC 315, and I feel like, again, like I've said, I've been up all night, no sleep, okay? Trying to, do I shift my energy into trying to get Belal Muhammad to win so we can see Ilia versus Islam? Or do we need JDM to do what we needed, what we've all wanted him to do when this fight was announced, was end Belal Muhammad's boring title reign? I don't know. Because don't get me wrong, Charles Oliveira, Ilia Topuria, it's still a fun matchup. Do you know what I mean? It's still a good one. It's still main event worthy. Although Ilia Topuria said that he will not be fighting for an interim title. So if Belal Muhammad is to win, or sorry, if Belal Muhammad is to lose, then Islam Makhachev is going to be stripped of the lightweight title, because Ilia said he's not fighting for an interim title. And I think if Islam Makhachev is to move up, I don't think we see him come back down to the lightweight division. I think once Islam moves up, that is it done. I do think though it's pretty crazy that they're leaving it this short to announce the International Fight Week card, because especially for Islam, it is a big cut for him to make 155, and I don't know the exact day or weeks, but there's not that long to go to UFC 317. So surely Islam should be in camp now. We know Ilya's in camp, but surely Islam should be in camp trying to strip the pounds off to make the weight cut not that hard on himself. I don't know. But yeah, it's difficult, this. It really is. I think... No, I'm not changing my prediction. I'm keeping with the JDM will beat Belal Muhammad, but I need Belal Muhammad to win. I cannot miss seeing Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. I have to see that fight. I think JDM is still going to beat him, but I need Belal Muhammad to win. And I want everybody in the comments to rally up. We need Belal Muhammad to win. Could you imagine if we don't get Ilia versus Islam? If we don't get Ilia versus Islam, shut up shop. The world's over, pretty much. To me, anyway. In fact, get rid of MMA as a whole if Belal Muhammad is to lose to JDM. At that point, because we're not getting John Jones versus Tom Aspinall, and then that would mean we're not getting Ilia versus Islam. So it's like the sport's done at that point. But yeah, either way. And it makes the UFC 315 main event actually a lot more interesting now, because we know this is on the line. Because really the only promotion we've seen of this matchup is, hey guys, blindfold yourself. What liquid's in the bag? I'll give you a clue. It's a white liquid in the bag. But what do you buy? I don't give a look, but like, why do they think we want to see fucking Belal Muhammad go, is it a bag of milk? I don't know. Or JDM go, oh, I don't know, bro, is it? God, good day, mate, I think it's a bag of milk. Nobody wants to fucking see that shit. We want to see face-offs. Now, the press conference that happened yesterday, there was a bit of stuff that happened. Not really anything, to be honest. JDM, Belal Muhammad had a wee, push at the face-off. Really, the only thing to talk about from the press conference was this. For those who watched the press conference and understand this clip, JDM absolutely smoked Ian Gary. Ian Gary is definitely crying on his wife's boyfriend's shoulder after seeing this. They were asking, because Ian Gary's been doing this annoying thing all week where he's like, hey buddy, go and give him a box of M&M's. It's his favourite sweets. He loves them. And then he's going to miss weight. And then I'm going to step in. I'm going to beat Belal Muhammad for the UFC welterweight world title, because JDM's going to be obsessed with these M&M's. It's the most fucking annoying thing ever. Why are they giving Ian Gary screen time? Why? I don't understand why. Now that both guys have made weight, send him back to Brazil. Because I don't think he lives in Ireland anymore. I think he lives in Brazil because I know he trains there. Get him going. And like, a part of me, whenever I heard Ian Gary was going to be the backup fighter, was like, flip, Ian Gary might actually be able to spice things up a bit between Belal Muhammad and JDM and him. Because Ian Gary, he is a good talker in fairness, but that M&M prank is just ass boring. And it's like, he literally uses that kid as a prop. I'm just going to be honest. Like, he uses his son as a prop to get him into these, like, scenarios where he's close to JDM, where he's close to Belal Muhammad. Like, he literally uses... Ian Gary's son is like a fucking performing monkey to him. Go ahead, Leo. Give him the M&Ms. Or Leo, show them your Alex Pereira stance. Show them how Alex Pereira throws punches. I bet you that wee boy is at like 3 a.m. and Ian Gary's going, no, Leo, again. We need to go viral on Instagram or I'm not going to get the title shot. Show them how Alex Pereira does his stuff. And he's just like, man, Dad, I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know why I put on an Indian accent. What the fuck? But he's like, I don't know what to do anymore, Dad. I don't know how to do the Pereira accent. Well, if you don't do the Alex Pereira stuff, I'm not going to go viral. That's how it's going to go at 3 a.m. That's what that boy's going through. Ian Gary's son's being treated like Macaulay Culkin, a child star. He's being rinsed for Ian Gary's fame and publicity in the UFC. But yeah, this was an absolute bar from JDM whenever they asked him, and he's like, I don't even think that's his son. And like, do you know what annoyed me as well? The Canadian fans didn't actually give a response. Like they didn't, go like, they didn't even give him a response. Like, what? This is why these events are wasted in places like this. Why is this in Canada? Anywhere else in the world that would have went off. JDM just cooked Ian Gary. Like, I don't think Ian Gary will ever be able to come back from that. But yeah, this video right here, it's mainly about this. I think we all need the channel. We need to manifest that Belal Muhammed beats JDM in UFC 315. I can't believe I'm going to say it. I need this matchup in my life. Let me know your opinions in the comments below. Thanks for the support. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you again in the next one.